open mic. Uh, I wanted to try something today because I just finished the podcast portion of this on my Zoom where we talk about framing. That's been the theme for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I almost want to. It inspires me to start a writing workshop uh, that will also teach you uh, critical thinking and empathy, as well as be able to spot bias.
I got your message.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. I was just playing a game.
Excellent. Yeah, I just finished doing the podcast portion of this on Zoom.
Yeah.
And so this is the open mic portion. And it just gave me an idea that I wanted to try with you. And maybe this might end up becoming like a writing workshop series.
Okay, what you
So,
got?
so I want you to think about uh, an incident from your life, right? That's memorable. Okay.
Okay.
And then tell me that incident first from your own perspective. And then once you finish telling me that, then I want you to imagine it from another person's perspective who is also a participant, right? Like, let's say like your parents yelled at you when you were 4 years old, right? And then so tell me about that experience from your perspective and from your parents' perspective, kind of like that. Or you had a car accident when you were 16. That one would have multiple perspectives, right? Your perspective, your parents, your siblings, any bystanders. So choose any person, as another person. But first tell it from your experience. What do you think of that?
Okay. I guess I can
Yeah.
do that.
Okay.
Alright, I guess I can give an example.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, alright, so do you want me to explain or do it in poetry?
You can do either. Maybe explain first and do a poem if you wanted to. Yeah.
I'll do it in a poem so that it'll,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So this is from your perspective first, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't call me square. Fuck. Hold on. Yeah. Ah. Oh, well, now, month. Anyway. Don't call me square. Don't call me a sissy. Don't call me a goody two shoe. Nah. Call me logic. See, I know what they're doing is wrong. I know that they're breaking in an abandoned house because they heard a rumor that it was haunted. That was haunted, or there might have been some treasure in there. See, I'm not gonna follow in their footsteps. Not because I'm a square. Not because I'm goody two shoes. Nah, it's because unlike my unlike my special needs, unlike my other special needs friend who's trying to just be a follower, I know what's right and what's wrong. So yeah, so I'm not gonna break into a house that's been abandoned for God knows how long because honestly I know better. Plus, I know that cop in the corner is really watching all of us going in. But you must think, this kid, this this autistic kid is really the smart one. So yeah. So, like I said, don't call me a square. Don't call me goody two shoe. And don't call me a sissy because honestly, you guys can go ahead and you guys can go ahead and break in, explore whatever, but don't be sad when your parents or my mom had to talk to your parents about your behavior. See, follow my example too. And yeah, that's that piece.
Max, when you square for being autistic.
No, no. At that time, it was common sense because because one, it was the '90s, and two, we had strict parents. All
Mm,
all three of us did, but
okay.
the two decided not to.
Oh, okay. So you have two siblings?
They were friends,
Oh. Oh,
and
you
no,
were friends with these two people. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, and no. I have five siblings because I'm the youngest of five.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, Dylan.
hold on. Let me see. Yep, five. All right. So, do you want me to do the other perspective?
Wait, man.
Do you want? Hold on.
Hold on. Yeah, do the second one. From the second perspective. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You know, I I think he was cool. Devin is cool, but honestly, he just doesn't know. He just doesn't know what life is all. He doesn't know what fun is. See, fun is about doing something daring. Fun is about doing something stupid and laughing about it and talking about it when you're an adult. See, Devin is too much of a comfort kid, or Devin is too much of a oh if I get in trouble if I get in trouble I'll be punished. Devin's more like a submissive person, so yeah. So see, although it's cool that we get to do the stuff that my mom would allow me to get away. Now don't get me wrong, I have a strict dad, but honestly, he's not around, so yeah. But the fact is, guys want to explore these nice places. I want to get into a little trouble. I want to build a little reputation because I don't care. And yes, while Devin's friend is following me, even though I have a disdain for his autistic ass, yeah. So you see, Devin, he's just too soft. He's just too easy, and he's a target for me. But then again, I have his friend under my fucking thumb. So now, I'm like, if I were to get in trouble, I would just blame it on his stupid ass special needs friend. And that's that piece.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is from the perspective of your friend, right?
So he's a friend, but at some point he's an enemy. His
So
name
he's
is
a friend of me. He's a kind of a bully, right?
Oh, he is a bully, but the only person that would bully his hat would straighten his ass out was my sister. Anyway, his name was Bailey Carter. So he was just an acting out kid. He just wanted to act
Mm,
down. So and
well,
he had he had his own group, his own gang, I guess you can say. And whenever they were bored, they would always tease me or chase me around. I would have to go through the alley in my house. So yeah.
was he kind of a latchkey kid?
What do you mean?
Latchkey is back in the, I think it was more in the late 80s and early 90s where when the kids are home from school, the parents are not there, and the parents just leave the key under the carpet and they open the key and then
Oh, no,
so
no,
like
no. Bailey wasn't like that. His mom and his dad separated, but he was living with his mom, who's a strict but sweet Mexican woman. So yeah,
oh
nah, he was, nah, he was just doing the whole attention thing. But yeah,
oh I see okay yeah.
so yeah,
So
but
having
but
gone through this exercise, and this is the first time you've done this, right?
I think so. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So like what has been your experience? What did you learn like from doing that?
Uh, uh, time, time has a way of time has a way making making you replay a scenario.
Hmm. It gives you enough distance to be a little bit more neutral, I
Yeah,
think. And also because this incident might not be as traumatic as some others, right? It's not like you were raped or anything, right? So it does give you, more of that distance because of the time. Now you can be a little bit less charged about it, right? More neutral, right?
I guess you could say that. It
Yeah.
it also gave me like some sort of perspective about how I was back then compared to how I am now.
Oh,
Yeah.
how are you different now?
Well, well, for one, I don't do I don't do too much stupid shit. Two,
Yeah.
two, I'm more wise about what I do and how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Yes.
that's about it.
Yes. You think a lot. You think before you do something now, right?
Yeah,
Huh.
you're mature.
Mature.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're a teenager, you have a lot of like hormones and a lot of chemical changes in your body, and you're not in this Western culture. You're not taught how to control those emotions or how to like transmute that energy. You're not taught a healthy outlet, right? Like I think most kids in the West are just not taught that.
Well, I was your typical American teenager. I wanted
Yeah.
to explore myself. I want to be a little bit rebellious and maybe
Hmm.
maybe question a lot of things. But yeah,
Yeah. That's interesting, right? Because when you shared the poem from your perspective, it felt very rebellious, right? Like when you said, "Don't call me a square," and right, all that. But
no,
then
it
when
was.
you,
Go ahead.
yes, okay, but then when you were sharing it from the other person's perspective, uh, he literally said Devin is submissive. So that was an
Yeah.
interesting, difference, right? It's like a complete opposite perspective. Right?
Look. So what it was is that unlike my best friend and Bailey, they were
Mm-hmm.
they just wanted to explore and be a little bit uh they wanted more attention seekers. As for me, growing up with a mom and a strict uncle, I knew better. So did my siblings. My siblings were afraid of my uncle, but not me. But I was afraid that if I disobeyed him, yeah. So so
You were.
it was more like being under control, not yeah.
Oh, I see. You
But
said you were afraid of disobeying your dad, you said?
no, my here's my siblings were afraid of my uncle because my
Oh, your
uncle was
uncle,
living.
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
my
the meth
uncle
head.
was.
You mentioned that a few weeks ago. The meth head, right? You mentioned
Yeah,
that a few weeks ago. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because yeah, he was a straight up meth head, and they were afraid
Right.
of him. Um, but
Mm.
me, on the other hand, I wasn't afraid of him because he was the only closest thing of a father figure I had. He
Oh,
didn't
I
have
see.
to he didn't have to be a father figure, but he
Right.
chose
Yeah.
to.
Right. So he didn't beat you or anything, right?
He gave me a few belt. He gave me a few belt whoopings. I can't speak on
Oh, okay.
behalf of my siblings.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but but
Um.
any, but anyway, yeah, that was me being, making sure I don't piss my uncle off. As for Bailey, in his perspective, he was thinking, I'm an easy target and I'm always gonna be like some sort of sheep.
Oh, I see. I see. I
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Does this give you more empathy, or does it give you or does it give you like the ability to see that the same story, right? The same experience can be framed uh, in a
It
different way to that, where now when you told me your story, I had some information. Now I have more information, and now I have more of a little bit more complete story, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know how I really feel. It's just, to be honest, I don't know if I feel empathy. Uh, I
Mm.
just know that if if history were to repeat itself, have a fatherly, or have a father figure or some sort of big brother mentor to tell the next kid, hey, don't do that shit. The result the result's not gonna be what you think it is.
You would be telling that to someone like Bailey or someone like
Not
yourself.
a younger kid of today that would be thinking about doing something
Oh,
like that.
like if you were to become a mentor, like if you join the Big Brother, Big Sister
Yeah,
organization,
yeah,
right?
but
If you
no,
were to like do something like that, right?
no, like let's just say I was walking the street and I happened to see these kids that are trying to find themselves, and they happen to find a house and want to explore. I would try and be like, hey, I'm not gonna tell on you, but don't do it because the results, you're not gonna like the results.
Oh, like if they were about to break into a house that they thought was empty.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah,
So the
that
funny
makes
thing,
sense.
about that was, this happened on my birthday too, and a cop did come talk to me. I said, no, sir, I was not, I was not near that building. I was not near it. I was like on the other side of the road, but I was not near it. But for my best friend Alan, he was in there because he was following a kid called Bailey. So yeah, but
Oh, okay. So, that day when this happened. Okay.
yeah,
So, so those kids actually went into somebody's house. They actually broke in.
yes, they broke in, but again, it was an abandoned house. But
Oh, I
but
see. Okay.
apparently, but apparently, um, the the owners of that abandoned house, well, they had a son that actually kept an eye on that house. So somehow he knew that my friend and Bailey broke in, and
Mm,
that's when the cop came.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the reason why I came up with this exercise was because I was reading this news story, right? Remember, I use ground news, I've mentioned before, and they tell you the news story from different sources, and they label the bias. So
yeah,
there's this story about U.S. says it has targeted Iranian military facilities after responding to attacks on Navy ships, right? So, the Iran war is still going on.
Yeah,
So I noticed that the right-leaning news source reported it like this. United States and Iran exchange fire in major tests of fragile ceasefire. Okay, so that's a right-leaning news source. That's what they said. United States and Iran exchange fire in major tests of fragile ceasefire. Now look at how the left-leaning source reports it, right? The Daily
oh, that,
News. So the left-leaning source is how they say it. U.S. military says it intercepted Iranian attacks on 3 Navy ships.
yeah.
So can you tell me the difference in framing? How does it feel for you? Let me repeat what the left said, right? U.S. military says it intercepted Iranian attacks on 3 Navy ships. Whereas the other one, the right-leaning source says the United States and Iran exchanged fire. What's the difference between these two stories? It's the same story, but what's the
Yeah, I
difference in
know, I know.
framing?
Well,
Like,
well, the left wants to make the right wants to make America like an evil empire, like Germany, Nazi. They want to say that America is the instigator, while the right just said, well, we only did this because we wanted to kill the evil people in Iran. So yeah,
exactly. That's what I got because when
yeah,
you say exchange fire, right? That replies both sides are when they say exchange fire. That's what that term gets in my head. Exchange, right? The term
yeah,
exchange. And then they also say fragile ceasefire, meaning the ceasefire wasn't even solid in the first place. It wasn't an actual ceasefire, right? Whereas the left says US military says it intercepted
yeah,
Iranian attacks on 3 Navy ships. It's like intercepted. It means Iran is the subject and right. And even if you don't think of, because in this case, the Iranian attacks doesn't, it's not exactly that they're victims and the United States is perpetrator, but more like because they're also attacking, right? That's what the headline says. But
yeah,
then the U.S. military intercepts these attacks, almost like they're again the Iran is slightly below in hierarchy to the United States. That's what that implies to me. Like Iran is the subject, something is being done to Iran, and then United States is the object, right?
yeah,
So whereas so they're not equal in this framing, whereas in the right framing they're equal forces and they're just exchanging fire, they're just at war with each other, you know. So that's what I got from that.
yeah. Well, the right wouldn't call it a war; they would call it a conflict. But to me, it doesn't matter because it depends on
Yeah,
who shot first. So yeah,
right. They're
but
even using different terms like special military operations and all this nonsense.
yeah,
Uh, but sometimes they call it a war, and sometimes the only reason why they don't call it a war is because after 60 days uh, of an initial military strike or whatever, right, a military operation, whatever they want to call it, after 60 days of any war, the president requires congressional approval.
yeah,
Since they don't want to ask for approval, they're saying it's not a war. That's what that is. Like,
yeah. I
yeah.
I wonder I wonder if when FDR actually said declaration of war or if he did what George W. Bush or Donald Trump did, just conflict.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
That that
And
that'd be something to look up.
mhm, both the right and the left, they do have something in common. And I've talked about this a few days ago, where there's a guidance framing versus confirmation bias framing. Where
Yeah,
in guidance framing, their headline is done in such a way that they want you to feel something that they're concerned you might not feel. They want you to like feel something, right? And then
Yeah.
confirmation bias framing is they're not afraid of what you might feel. They already know what you're going to feel and they want you to feel that even more. They want you to confirm your own bias. And I think in this case, uh, they're both doing guidance framing. Neither they're both doing guidance framing, meaning they're both trying to make you feel something that
Yeah.
you might not otherwise feel. So that's another thing to watch out for when you're like, uh, yeah, when you're like reading or watching the news. So, so that inspires me also to, so like when I do a writing workshop in the future, what I want to do, I want to start with the first exercise that I told you, right?
Yeah.
Where it will be just in general, right? Perspective shift, right?
Yeah.
And then the second one would be where I would ask people to do like specific framings, right? Where I might ask you to do the same two stories that you told me, right? But maybe this time it would be uh, make me feel something, right? That's the guidance framing. Or make me feel what I already feel, but make it feel more, right?
That part would be impossible, especially for
Expand
me.
you that more. That would be confirmation bias frame. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other is the subject object framing versus equality framing, right? Where you could tell the same, because I think when you told the story from your perspective,
Yeah.
it felt more like there was more of that equality framing where you and the other characters were they were kind of at odds with each other. They were kind of fighting each other, but there was also you were able to hold your own, right? There's a sense of equality.
Well,
Whereas when you told the second
well, it
story,
was it was me and Bailey confronting
right,
about what is right and what is wrong.
right, exactly. So you were able to hold your own. Whereas in the second framing, when you did it from Bailey's perspective, you became the subject and he was kind of the object, right? So there was a little, at least from my perspective, it seemed like there was a more of a sense of hierarchy. I don't know how you felt when you told the two stories.
Well, I didn't feel no hierarchy of who was superior now. I was it
Hmm.
was more of like it was more like who was good, who was right, and who was wrong. So that's all I got.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was never about hierarchy and all that. But
The
no,
right, wrong framing. Yeah.
yeah, but no, but you have to realize though, for special needs people,
Hmm.
uh, if we're pressured to do it, which we know is wrong, um, they'll they'll use that guilt trip as a weapon on us and be like, well, he's always gonna be a goody two shoes. He's always gonna be a sheep for these people. But
Ah.
that's never really the case, though.
Hmm. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to do the story from a third perspective where now you are trying to make me feel something?
I don't know. Let's just stick with the let's just
The
stick with
two
my perspective
in his
until
perspective?
yeah, because
Okay.
like, are you trying to like have a are you trying to like have a different person that had nothing to do with the topic to be in there, or what? Or are you trying to have me pretend to piss you off?
Um,
Because I don't know what you
not
trying to.
necessarily, not necessarily pretend to piss me off, but make me want to be on your side, or
Oh,
make me feel angry on your behalf. On your behalf. like you're not pissing me off, but
No, no, okay, I see what you mean.
uh,
But
make me
like I said,
feel. You understand what I'm saying? Make me pissed off on your
yeah,
behalf. Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah, make you come on my side.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. Hold, I'm gonna do it as Bailey though.
Okay.
Hey Kay. Hey Kay, come here. You know what I'm thinking, right? You know what I'm thinking. Devin's not Devin's not cool enough to be hanging out with us. At least his friend Alan had the balls to do what we'll do. So yeah. So what do you think, Kay? You think Devin's gonna always be is always gonna be a mama's boy, a uncle an uncle boy? What do you think, Kay? Because honestly, in my perspective, he's just gonna be a weak ass boy that's just gonna follow the rules all the time. So yeah. So what do you think, Kay? Am I right or am I wrong?
Hmm. Excellent. This is good. All
Okay.
right. This has been great. So I think I'm gonna.
Can you rewind that again? Oh, okay.
What?
All right.
I was
Yeah.
saying this has been great. I'm gonna wrap it up tonight. Was this fun for you?
No, it was. I just,
Yeah.
I just wish we get more people.
What?
I wish we get more people to do this kind of exercise.
Right. Yeah. Well, I didn't announce it. I just did it right now because I wanted to practice. I think, but next time I'll make an actual announcement and do an actual workshop for this so more people can come.
Well, I'll
Oh,
tell you what. Next life,
yeah.
I already got something for you. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
peace, man.
All right. Peace. See you Sunday night. Yeah.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
peace. Bye.